Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you are at. Today is a Sunday, and this week I switched Friday for Sunday because I had some stuff to do and I didn't want to just take a day off. So here I am now. I just hope everyone is having a good weekend, and part of me doesn't want to have viewers today. So, to those who do not know me, probably everyone, I'm Juliana Farjahini. I work for the Open Information Security Foundation, which is a non-profit foundation from the United States, and it's the maintainer and community fosterer of the network monitoring and security engine Suricata. So I basically work on Suricata and its QA tools, writing code, documentation, and also co-mentoring outreach interns. We usually take part in the outreach initiative once per year. And the basketball boy just arrived. Oh well. So what do we have on the agenda for today? Last work day for me, which was Thursday, brought something interesting. I thought I had, let me open something, shall I? To make more sense of what I'm trying to say, or to help others make more sense, that is. I think I need to, I'm not sure. So, on Tuesday, no, don't be like that. It's a gift. It has to be a gift. I think I'm working on this one. No, I'm not. It's detect alert 5180. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, this will do. I don't think I have submitted a pull request for this one yet. So why do I have 2 versions already? And what happens is that on Thursday, I finished testing everything. I finished adjusting the Git commit history, and I was like, oh, but wait, there's some portion here that I think should not be there. This is let me see if this is the one. Yeah, I extracted this from a different function, and then this was the function where it was, and we had this here, and I thought, wait, this should not be there, because originally this was inside this if, so it should go to the same place. So I did that, and I did not retest. I pushed it to my personal repo and went doing other things, I guess. And when I came back, yeah, I think I went for a walk. When I came back, all the checks had failed, and that was quite frustrating. And I think I don't have it anymore. Let's see, I'm not sure. And then what happened was that after, oh, we have new stuff. All right. So after my walk, I went back to check what had gone wrong. No, this is fixed already, and I realized that the position where this was making some unit tests fail, and that was because here we probably can see, no, I clicked on the wrong thing, it's my fault. And so I was like, but why? It's just I couldn't understand why that went wrong. And I found it funny because I recalled that I had mentioned on the stream that I did not have to, I wouldn't test everything again live because I had just done it, and then this happened. But yeah, so it turned out that when I extracted the function, I sort of, how can I say this? I think I miscalculated the importance of this, and when I did that, I brought this line to the extracted function, and by doing so, no, not this one, I want to go to this one, and by doing so, when I tried to call the extracted function, this one, from here, no, from inside the if, it ended up doing some of the things twice. I think this part was done twice for some of the packets, and so we got rules that should not get an alert were alerting in the unit tests, and then I had to go back and analyze what was going on, and that made me understand, I guess I can say that I should not have removed this part. So now what we have is that this function here is more succinct. It only has the part about the setting the drop action in the packet alerts structure, and the rest is still in place, and that allowed me to have this part, which originally was inside this if, back to its original place. I'm still unsure if that will be the right result, because what is happening right now is that we have a repeated check. So this here is happening here, but it also still happens here, because we want to make sure that the part about the flow will only be set if the action is dropped. So we have to have this. And maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, and this could be maybe a premature optimization, and I don't know if it's a good idea, but maybe I could return a bool here, because we only do this if we are inside this if, right? So maybe what I could do is return a bool there, and then have this here be if this, then do this. So I might do that, I'm not sure. So this was the first thing that happened after my last stream, and it was good because it made me realize that I had some more work to do, which is something that always scares me, so to speak. When I finish some first version of a patch, before I submit a pull request, I'm always like, have I done everything that I had to? Am I covering what is expected for this task? Or am I missing something very obvious? And sometimes I truly am, like in this case. So the other thing, I want my to-do list. Okay. The other thing that I realized, not in a good moment, because that was when I was in bed, but that was in a non-working moment, which is something that still happens to me many times. And that was that I did sort of adjusted a unit test to try and test this. I mean, what I did was I used a unit test that we have for not a unit test, I'm sorry, a Suricata Verify test that was related to a bug that made us reduce some of the work around the drops and the actions, and I used it as a benchmark to make sure that there was no regression. And although this is probably important, it doesn't ensure that we are saving the discarded, we are actually saving discarded drop actions, because in the test that I used, we have more space in the queue than we have alerts. So I have to create a Suricata Verify test. And let me write this here. Craft a Surivata Verify test where the drop rule is actually discarded. So we have to discard the rule, but the action is kept. And this is sort of as it could be a challenge for me, because I don't know, I have a feeling that internally Suricata will tend to give a higher priority ID to drop rules. I could be totally wrong there, but that is my intuition tells me this, and it might not make any sense, but if that is the case, then I may need some more work to do in order to make sure that we have enough rules with a higher priority that are not a drop rule, and then we have some rule that can't go in the alert queue but has the drop. And that's one of the things that I have to do today before I actually submit a patch for anything. And another thing that I have to do today, and I'm sort of dreading because I always get anxious about that, is check if there were any reviews to my open PRs, because if there are, I should work on them as soon as possible to move on with that work. So, and an extra-ish thing is what I mentioned, that I can I optimize the packet set action function to return a bool and save on check. Does that make sense? Does that even make sense? So these are the things I would like to work on today. If there are reviews to the pull requests, it may not be possible to do all of them. We'll see. So the goals are Just putting it in the chat. And that's it now. I know I'm dragging it, but let's start with the first things first. And that means that here I must check this thing. This is annoying. I want to take off the screen just a bit because I don't want to have this showing. Yeah, sorry folks. I'm back. Should have done that earlier. Oh, this reminds me that I have to update my branch, my local suricata, my thing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it here. I am aware that there are probably faster ways of doing this. Maybe one day I'll just do it. Nothing here. And let me check which day was. Friday was the 8th. So any emails from that day could be related to what I'm trying to work on. Not this. There's some work that I have to check because it may be related to something I'm working on. Missed messages. So I think there isn't anything, and that is likely because everyone is focused on the release while the minor release, I think that's how it's called, while this isn't something that is part of my stuff for now. Okay, this means we probably won't have this work to do, just other things, so that's partly good, although I'm always finding reasons to worry, so that's what I'll do. So this makes me worry that at some point I may have lots of rework to do because I started with many things that are connected, and if one of the previous ones is totally wrong, then all the rest would sort of cascade in being wrong. But okay, do I have any? Nothing here, but first yeah, here I had all the failed checks, many of them fairly embarrassing. Glad this was only my personal repo. But where am I now? We are the champions, my friend. 10 commits ahead. Why? So things are fine now, and it's V1. What does that mean? This, I'm doing that because I saw it done somewhere else. This is still like that. It probably means that the other function has it outside, not the approach I want to get, but this is V2. What we have here. So my V1, which is in small fixes at the moment, has what I expect to be the right approach. All right. So it means that here things are the way they should be, and this V2 can go wherever it wants. I don't want this here. What can I do? What? No. I don't want to delete it yet. I'll go with dog 49 to 9. 36, 36. That's so wrong. I must stop doing that. Okay, and now I'm not caring about you right now. Now I can hear. Oh, wait. It's just this. It's in packet alert append. Okay. Excuse me. Oh yes. I'll just add it. Git restore source detect. Okay, now let's go again. Now I can do the thing. First thing is, what is easier? Who knows? Append. So here I want to change that. No. Signature. This is what I wanted to change. Now we have staged changes. Yeah, and I'll just rebase that. Okay, so this part is done. Now, how is my to-do list going? So nothing today, and this shouldn't change because it's a Sunday. Folks are resting. Now two things to, oh, now there's one thing to be done here, although it was done. No, it was not. Let's see. I'm not sure, to be honest. Now it has. So now we have all the other things plus what we just changed. And let's have it all cleaned up to make sure that whatever I brought is alright. And here I want to go to Suricata Verify, check if we have new updates. I don't think so. Now let's go to, where are we? Alert queue overflow test. That is for the stats. Have I submitted any pull requests with related to that? I don't think so. Was rebased. User guide, packet alerts. This is for the discarded alerts. I have. So this was V1. If I am to do anything here, I would like to have a V2 or yeah, I think it has to be a V2 because I want to keep the work for the stats and improve on that, build upon that work, because I want to see that this is working fine. Is that necessary? Probably not. Do we want a stats associated with that? Let's save and ask Victor. No. Do we want to save to stats how many discarded alerts had drop action? Tomorrow we will find out. If we don't want it, do we need it as part of the stats for this work? Yes and no. Why am I saying this? Because if I work with a Suricata Verify test that already has drop rules, I can probably make sure that things are working as expected just by the checks that are in the test, because it will check if we have dropped the right rule, so that should be enough. But it's probably better to have this coupled with seeing the stats and seeing that the stats are right. So I think both would work better than just checking that the action was actually dropped, if that makes sense. So I have made up my mind. Let's go to V2. And for this V2, I think I want to build upon the bug 4663, like copy it and have a fusion of bug 4663 and what we were doing with the tests for the packet alert. So what do I want? How do I want it? Alert max, and I want to copy. Let me check. I get slightly annoyed by the bow noise, but well. -T. Okay. Directory source. If I use this, is not nice because it's such a small difference. I guess if I do copy -T, no, then it's source destination, and source is going to be sorry. I believe it has to be recursive. And let's go back to tests. Am I? Oh, we have to do it twice. Now I want bug 4663. All right. Will that work? Source destination. Source destination. Let's check it. Nope, I did the wrong thing. Okay. What will this test name be? Not sure this is a good idea, but let's go with alert max save drop action. Yeah, whatever. Now let's move output alert max save drop action. Is it just the thing? Does it have to be like this? Yeah, I think it just is. Okay. What else? Input pcap. Do you have a home button? Key. I do. I'll never forget that. Everything YAML. And I think I'm only missing test rules. Yes. I'll just check what is it that folks are talking to me on the channels. I think our past outreach interns are now helping other folks go through the process of contributing to during their outreach contribution phase, and they are happy with that and they are thanking them, and that is that makes us feel good, makes all of us feel good. Everything broke. I can't answer anything. Why is everything so slow? So slow. Yeah, folks, I'm reading this, sorry. Something is making Discord extremely slow. Like extremely slow. Someone is telling me that the fact that I'm working on a Sunday makes them feel like a lazy ass. And I must recall, folks, that I did not work on Friday. Yeah, now I'll go back to what I was doing. It's been a big break already. So now I have this. And we have 2 rules here only. I think there are probably a few possible approaches. First one is set packet alert max to 1 and see what happens. I can also run this through GDB and check what are the internal alerts for this. I could do the same but bringing more rules here and see how things behave. Let's start with what sounds easier to me, and that is packet alert max 1. Would this work? I'm not sure. We could end up having 2 alerts anyway. Oh, I should have ran configure here while I was checking the chat. This would make everything easier. I don't want to enable unit tests. At first, I want to enable debug validation, because if something goes wrong, we will see through this one. So let's see how things go. Da-da. Why is this chat so slow? I don't know. I know nothing. Nothing. All right. Da, 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 da. There's so many things that I have that I must get better at. What do we have in the test here? So we should not get an alert for signature ID 1. Is that because it's a no alert rule? Probably. Yes, it is a no alert rule. All right. We should get a drop. What? Wow. Okay. And we should have in the flow a counter saying that, a field saying that the flow was dropped. Okay. I want to see the input pcap file. Stop me now. All right, so that's why we have that count there. I closed it, but don't stop me now. 969. Okay. For some reason, I did not expect it to be so such a big pcap. But okay, the event type happens around. What? Do we get? Oh, I don't understand this. So, oh, is that because we get all of them to drop? And the drop starts at the first packet of the thing? Soon to find out. Don't stop me now. Something is terribly wrong with Discord. Don't stop me now. Stop it all. Da, 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 da. I'm taking the liberty of being chatting because, as you can see, things are building and I sort of checking the test. So now it's time I have to spend, so to speak. But now let's see what happens if I try to run that one. Run Pi. And I want to learn to run Alert Max. It would run all of them, but I'm fine with that. Da da da. I still have to learn what happens that I do not see the debug information, even though I have enabled debug. I think I'll just ask Victor tomorrow. All of them have passed. Now I want to have this through GDB so I can check the rule IDs. So let's GDB source suricata. And now set args. I need a break at packet alert append. I think that should be enough. Alert append. Now let's run. I almost felt I wouldn't get any breakpoints. What do we have? Let's add another break at sclog debug, because then I can go and see the information that I need. So detect engine alert C 250. Okay, now let's continue. I could also use next or step, I guess, but I'm not used to that. So this is the first thing that comes to my mind. Now let's print as num, which would give me the internal ID. That is 1. Does that mean I have another one appended already? It should not, but maybe that was the first one that went there. And what is the ID? 1. So this one has a lower priority because the other one is probably snum0. Oh, but we only get the other one to alert. Why? Why, I ask? I'm changing things to see if anything changes. Let's reuse things. Now we have the other one as well. Nice. And what is the internal ID for you? Okay. So indeed, this has a higher priority. And now it is being appended, I guess. So maybe this would work. So first we have this, then we have the other one. I'm not sure. Let's leave this, see what we get at. I did not add the other things that I should have. I think I don't have enough information here. We have flow, but we do not have stats, and it's my fault. And I suck at singing, I'm sorry for that. Suricata YAML. We have Eve log enabled, and we have alert drop, files, HTTP flow, etc., but not stats. So that's one thing. Now let's check this again. Flow, action pass. I don't think I like this. Oh, we have a drop, so that's cool. Things may have worked. How else can I check this? I can also alert max. One failed. All right. Okay, so this will require some more working and tweaking. I will do the famous break after some 15 minutes or so. Thanks for helping me focus. We will be back in 15 minutes or so, and I'll be continuing my attempt to craft a better Suricata Verify test for this patch that I'm writing for saving signatures that have the drop action, even though they have been discarded. Someone just joined. It's a curse. It's a total curse of the heart. If I say that I'm going for a break, someone will join. I think it's on purpose. Someone has some trigger and they know I will join when this person says they are going for a break. Anyway, it's break time. I'm sorry, person who just joined. I'll be back in some 15 minutes or so. Bye for now.